started now, and then we will talk as we go through the class, okay? Om Agyanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvichesha Shunyavadi Pashyatati Chatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Jai. All right, kids, as I told you, it's spring break and you're all having a festive mood already because of spring break, isn't it? Kind of.
My spring break ended on Sunday.
Oh, it ended on Sunday. So you are going to get yummy prashadam from your parents?
Yeah, Mataji.
Oh, nice.
So, but Abhigya, you don't have a Friday holiday, Easter holiday?
Well, Mataji, we do have a holiday tomorrow.
Yeah, we have
Same.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's get started with the verse. Eti chamsa kalapumsaha. So let's just take turns. Abhinav, go ahead here.
Ete cham sakala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Hridayanti Yuge Yuge.
Abhignya?
Ite chamsa kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indari Vyakulam Lokam Hridayanti Yuge Yuge. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, dear. Param?
Ete jam sakalapam sa Krishna stu Bhagavat Swayam Indra Divyakulam Loka Hridayati Yuge Yuge.
Why no more raised hands for this?
Mataji,
Right, Prahlad. Right, Prahlad. Go ahead. Okay, then Vrinda.
Ete cham sakalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Hridayanti Yuge Yuge. Thank you, Mataji.
Right, Prahlad. What about you? You're on vacation?
Mataji, tomorrow is leave for me. I'm not going to any vacation.
Where do you live, Right, Prahlad? Which place? Which city?
Mataji, I live in Novi.
Norway?
Novi.
Oh, Novi. Okay, good. Thank you. Right, Prahlad. Vrinda, go ahead, dear. Vrinda, you're not feeling well?
No, Mataji, we both slept and woke up. Both slept and woke up, Mataji. That's
okay,
why.
okay. Afternoon nap. Got it. Okay, dears. So let's get started with our verse for today. So this is third canto. And I was just going to go over the story like before. Now let's talk about the story. So far, the trees of Naimisharanya stood tall and grand, living just to serve large gathering of sages. Their branches extended to support the variety of singing birds and giving cooling shelter to the sages. These saintly persons were eager to hear more from Sutta Goswami, who had heard Srimad Bhagavatam from whom? Who did Sutta Goswami hear Srimad Bhagavatam from?
Mataji, he heard it from Shukadev.
Correct. And then, so he heard it from Sukadeva Goswami when he had spoken it to Parikshit Maharaj on the banks of Ganges. How fortunate the learned sages headed by Shaunakati Rishis felt to hear firsthand from Sutta Goswami. Sutta Goswami had just explained to them how Lord Varaga has saved the earth and placed it carefully back in the orbit ready for Manu to rule. But now Sutta waited. He gave a chance to the sages to dwell on the wonderful pastime of Lord Varaha, the first boar incarnation that took place at that time of Swayambhu Manu. Peace filled the air, not an empty peace, a peace infused with thoughts of the Supreme Lord. The sages, they wanted to know more. I want to know more. They looked at each other before resting their eyes on Shaunakadi rishis, who so far had asked Sutta Goswami the questions on their behalf. Shaunaka also felt the thirst to hear more. Like how, Param, what's your question, dear?
No, Mataji, I was just raising it because can I read?
What do you want, dear? I didn't understand.
Can I read?
You want to read?
Yeah.
No. I'm telling the recap now. Where you want to read? That's what I'm telling the recap now. Wait. We will read it later, okay? Dear Sutta, he began. What did Swayambhu Manu do after Varaha placed the earth back in its orbit? What did the Manu do to show the path of liberation? And what did Vidura ask Maitreya? I have no doubt that they must have spoken about more pastimes of the Lord. Our thirst to know more about these pastimes can never be satiated. Please tell us more. A murmur of agreement spread across the crowd of the sages. Vidura was delighted to hear of Varaha, replied Sutta. He then wondered more about the Brahma's creation. Maitreya had explained how the Prajapatis, the progenitors, weren't created, but he hadn't yet explained further. Vidura wanted to know more. How were the living entities created after this? How did the Prajapatis develop the universe to what it is now? Did Prajapatis evolve the creation with their wives, or did they serve alone, or did they serve together? Sutta Goswami continued to narrate the conversation between Vidura and Maitreya. Maitreya smiled at Maitreya smiled at Vidura's eager questions as he contemplated where to start. My dear Vidura, he began, do you remember I explained earlier how the elements, the senses and sense objects were made? Yes, replied Vidura as he tried to recall what he had heard. Weren't they made from false ego of the living entities? Correct, exclaimed Maitreya. And from ego evolved many groups of 5 principles. Oh yes, Vidura chimed in, remembering clearly that material nature or prakriti consists of 3 modes that generates 4 groups of 5. The first group is the gross elementary elements, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. The second are the subtle elements or sense objects, that is sound, form, touch, smell, and taste. The third is the 5 sense organs, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. The fourth are the 5 working senses, speech, hand, feet, anus, and genitals. The last 5 are the deities who control these divisions. Do you all know what I'm talking about? Okay, right, Prahlad. Do you know what the sense organs are? What are the 5 sense organs?
Water.
Huh? What are the 5 sense organs, dear?
Ether.
Sense organs means what? What are the 5 senses like? What with what you can see, with what you can smell, with what you can
nose,
taste?
ear, mouth.
I smell here.
Sight.
Wait, dear. Red light,
Taste.
Prahlad say. I know, Abhignya. Next question I'll ask her. Huh.
Ear.
Yes.
Nose.
Yes.
Mouth.
Yes.
Eyes. Hand.
So it is eyes, ears, nose, you say tongue, and then skin. Okay? Okay, right, Prahlad? Now, what are the sense objects, dear Abhigna?
It's sight, smell, taste, touch,
Correct.
and hear, like hearing.
So it is sound, touch, form. Form is sight. Okay, and then taste and smell. You got it. Okay. Now, when it comes to the 4 working senses, academically advanced Abhinav, can you answer? What are the 5 working senses? Speech, working senses. That's in work. That is speech,
Oh,
hands, feet, walks, right? Feet, anus and genitals. Okay. Now, Maitreya beamed at his disciple, but now nothing more could be created without Lord Vishnu's help. So with the help of his energy, a shining egg was produced, which is nothing but a universal bubble. It lays on the causal ocean for 1,000 years in the lifeless state. Then Garbhodaksha Vishnu enters it and lays it on the water. Eventually, a lotus is sprouted from his navel with Brahma in the world. He was the first living entity. The Supreme Lord entered his heart, and because of this, Brahma was able to use his intelligence to create. So with what powers Brahmaji is creating? Is he creating with his own powers? It is said here, yes, Abhinav. What's going on?
With the Lord's energy he is using.
Yeah,
It's
he
not
just
his
now
own
said,
energy.
it is just now said that the Lord enters his heart, right? Because of which he was able to create. Okay. That he gives the intelligence to create. Brahma first created the 5 coverings of the living entities. You all saw that, right? Revati Mataji went through the 5 types, isn't it? 5 coverings of ignorance. Do you remember that? As a result, the living entities forgot who they are and who Krishna was and felt that they were bodies and nothing more. Brahma was a good-hearted devotee of the Lord. Knowing this ignorance to be first creation made by him, he felt quite disgusted. He immediately threw off his shadow, his subtle body made of ignorance. Suddenly, yakshas and rakshasas appeared like a pack of ravishing wolves. They sprang for the shadow, which had taken the form of the night, and wanted to claim it for themselves. This night is also the cause of hunger, thirst. So we are feeling thirsty and hungry. They ran to Brahma, ready to devour him. They looked ever so delectable. Vidura grimaced. Maitreya continued to narrate what happened next. Next, yakshas and rakshasas glad at Brahma. Let's eat him up. Let's not spare him. Brahma held up his hands and shouted, don't eat me, don't eat me. I'm your father, please. Will a father's son be eating his father? No, right? So like that, he was like, just tell, spare me. Brahma held up his hands and shouted, don't eat me. I'm your father. I created you. You're meant to protect me and not eat me. They stopped their tracks and reluctantly retreated. Brahma let out a sigh of relief before focusing on the next creation, the demigods. He awarded the form of daytime, which they graciously accepted. Unlike the yakshas and rakshasas who are born from the creation of night, the quality of ignorance, the demigods, they were born from the creation of day, the quality of goodness. Then from his buttocks, Lord Brahma gave birth to demons. The demons looked at their father. Crooked and perverted smiles appeared on their faces. What were they thinking? They crept towards him. Let's enjoy his body, one said in a sickening tone. Oh, let's enjoy Brahmaji, like that. Can you believe this? Brahma is trying to create each and every living entity, and one living entity is trying to devour him. One living entity is trying to kill him. This is like ridiculous, right? And Brahmaji doesn't know. He's saying, protect me. Instead of you protecting me, you are trying to kill your own father. What's going on? Now, from his buttocks, he gives rise to who? The demons. The demons looked at their father. They are having perverted smile on their faces. What were they thinking? They crept towards him. Let's enjoy his body. Oh, yeah, Brahmaji's body is here. Let's enjoy. Like that, they wanted to enjoy his body. And then Brahma laughed at the son's ridiculous words. They couldn't be serious. No, they were serious. Their advances were lusty. This was absurd. You cannot possibly be serious, he faltered. Are you serious? You see, Brahmaji initially thought, oh, these guys are simply joking, just to say, enjoy your body. He was thinking, oh, these guys are not serious. But then after some time, he understood, oh my God, they really mean what they're saying. What is this? They are serious about what they're saying. I feel so ridiculous about their absurdity. Panically, he ran through the veins. There were too many of them. What could possibly Brahma do? Run, run, run. See, he has to run far away from them. He ran to his only shelter, that is Lord, to protect him. He called out, oh Lord, just help me. Like that, he called out to the Lord. Cast off this impure body of yours, ordered the Lord. Immediately, Brahma knew what he had to do. The impure body of the Lord, the impure body the Lord was referring to was his passionate thinking. Very important point here, kids. What is this impure body? Lord is saying, cast off your impure body. That means give up your body or what?
He has to give up his passionate thinking.
Correct. Very nice. Abhigna is like listening to the class in spite of her vacation mood. That is so nice. So now the impure body the Lord was referring to was his passionate thinking. That is his mentality. He just wants, the Lord wants Brahma to give up his mentality. That mentality has to be given up. His mind had been contaminated by passion when he created the demons. It was the passionate mentality that he needed to get rid of. Without further ado, he ripped away his passionate thoughts and threw them up in the air. Before his eyes, they turned into twilight. Watching this, demons didn't see the twilight. They saw something else, an attractive, alluring damsel. Now they wanted to enjoy her and nothing else. So when Brahmaji created the twilight, they were not able to see the twilight, but then they were able to see the damsels, and they want to enjoy those damsels. Oh, beautiful girl, who are you? They asked with some respect as they could conjure. Look at you bouncing that ball. Oh, tie up your beautiful dark tresses. They are distracting us, and they seized her. In this way, they took possession of this twilight, thinking it to be a young beauty they desired. Lord Brahma laughed at them and then produced the Gandharvas and Apsaras from his loveliness, which then took shining form of the moonlight. Brahma created the ghosts and fiends from his laziness, and they stood before him naked with their hair scattered. He felt it best to give them a form of yawning and drooling in one sleep. So the yawning and drooling, that is the laziness. That's what Brahmaji created. Whenever somebody is yawning and drooling from one sleep, now we understand is created by Brahma because he was lazy, right? I mean, the Brahma created the ghosts and fiends from his laziness. So those are modes. I mean, those can signify ignorance, right? Brahma then continued to cast off his different mentalities, which he took on different forms, and which he used to create different living beings that took possessions of these forms. So now we will go to today's verse. So we understood a few important points, dear kids. One is Brahma, whenever he created something impure, he cast off his body at that time, meaning he was asked or ordered by the Lord to cast off his body. And what does that mean? That means that he is casting off his he's casting off his mentality. That is, he was in the mode of passion, and that mode of passion mentality is gone by giving it up. That's what he gives up. He casts off. So each and every time he's doing this, because he's now creating demons. So he must have had that kind of a mentality, right? To create the demons. To create means we must have that kind of mentality. Like, you know, Brahmaji was in a lazy mood. That's how yawning took place. He created yawning when he was in a lazy mood. So this mentality has to be given up. He created ghosts. That mentality has to be given up. He created Rakshasas. That mentality has to be given up. So each and every time when he did this creation, especially of impure people, he gave up that mentality. Are you all able to get that concept? Now we can go through the purports. Is it all clear, kids?
Yes, Mataji.
Good. So now let me, I don't know, see, always I have this trouble of this PowerPoints. 1 minute. So this is slideshow, and then from current custom, sorry, not from current slide. Okay, yeah. We studied all this, but anyways, the worshipable Brahma first laughed at their stupidity, but finding the shameless Asuras close to him, he grew indignant and ran the haste out of fear. Demons have no respect even for their father. The best policy for a saintly father like Brahma is to leave such demoniac sons. Because they wanted to enjoy him, shamelessly they ran towards Brahma. Okay, how do you? Oh, yeah. And now Srila Prabhupada talks about Gaudiya Vaishnavas having love towards the forms of Radha and Krishna. And they also have love for Krishna and Rukmini at Dwaraka. So the Lord is always pleased to favor the devotee in his particular form. If the devotee wants to worship Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan, that is Shyamasundara form, then he will facilitate that, and he will make sure they could render service onto that form. But if they want service to Krishna and Rukmini at Dwaraka, then he will facilitate that as well. So this form of the Lord, Brahmaji, in this verse, it is stated that Brahmaji approached the Lord. Remember, when he was in danger, when the demons were running towards him, he went to the Lord to ask for help. And that form of the Lord that he went to was Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. So whenever there is some trouble and Brahma has to approach the Lord, he could approach Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. And it is his grace that his grace of the Lord, that whenever Brahmaji is approaching that Kshirodakshaya Vishnu about some disturbances in the universe, the Lord gives him relief in so many different ways. Every devotee, whenever he's in danger or whenever he's in happiness, he thinks about the Lord only. So at the time of any happenings in our life, we should always reach out to the lotus feet of the Lord. Now Lord Brahma approaches the Lord and addressed him, "My Lord, please protect me from these sinful demons who are created by me." Now, Lord has two concerns. The first is to give protection to people who take shelter at his lotus feet, and second is to give trouble to those who are demoniac. Maya's function is to give affliction to non-devotees. Here, Brahma said, "You are the protector of the surrender soul. Therefore, I surrender onto your lotus feet. Please give me protection from these demons." Since Brahmaji took the shelter of the Lord's lotus feet, Lord will obviously give shelter. He didn't take shelter of Maya, right? So the Lord, however, asked Brahma to give up his present body because he had created the demoniac principle. According to Sridhar Swami, Brahma's constant dropping of his body does not refer to actually giving up the body, but rather what? Give up that mentality. Mind is the subtle body of the living entity. We may sometimes be absorbed in some thoughts which are sinful, but if we give up that sinful thought, it may be said that we give up that body. Brahma's mind was not in correct order when he created demons. It must have been full of passion because of the entire creation was passionate. Therefore, such passionate sons were born. Hence, it is advised for him to give up that mentality. Okay, so of course, you all know these kids. Whenever a father and a mother want to bring the child to this world, they also kind of have a good mindset. According to the Vedic system, they do what is called Garbhadana Samskar, where they perform certain purificatory procedures in order to bring a devotional child to this world. Since you're all into Krishna consciousness, your parents must have did some sort of samskaras for you also to bring such beautiful souls to this world. So this is what it is. And that is how a good devotee is born into this world. When society is such full of good population, then there is no trouble. So this is very important, right? Because Prabhupada wanted all of us to become Krishna conscious. The only way we can all become Krishna conscious is that somebody has to be there, right? The younger generation, after some time, you are the ones who should preach this message of Srila Prabhupada to others. Like this, whenever somebody preaches, then they will understand, yes, this is what we are meant for. Our duty is to serve the Lord. We are servants of the Lord, and our eternal duty is to serve the Lord. When devotees have this conception, then what happens? They also slowly start to practice Krishna consciousness in their life, and they will then pass it on to their generations to come, like their children, grandchildren, and all. So this is how we keep it going. Right, for the next 10,000 years, we will have this process strong, and Srila Prabhupada definitely encourages that we should spread this movement to all so many devotees, as many as possible, and that comes with purity. So, a person like Srila Prabhupada, he could bring so many people into this world because he was such a pure devotee. When purity is there, then we can attract many people to this movement. So what we have to do to get that purity is to perform sadhana. Good sadhana will lead to purity, and through purity we can attract the souls, because that is the purity is what attract the souls. Nothing else matters in devotional service. Okay, with purity comes good qualities, and seeing the good qualities, you act as role models. You don't even have to preach. Just by your mere presence is enough, and world will understand you, and they will want to be like you. So you can just be a role model and preach others. You don't even have to talk. So this is the message, dear kids. We understood a lot of things from the puppet. Hope you all had a good time. Okay, now we will have, I think, we will have Smriti's mom, Charu Mataji, take over.
Charu Mataji is not there, Mataji. We'll wait for a minute and see. Yeah, but
Okay.
Smriti joined. Smriti is there. I think Charu Mataji will be there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, dear.
1 minute, Mataji.
Yeah,
Sure.
fine. Yeah, I then.
Thank you, kids. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Outside.
Bye. Yeah, we will wait for Charu Mataji. In
It's
meanwhile.
raining outside.
Yes, it's raining.
That's creepy. Mataji, today was really hot.
It was so
really
hot.
hot
It was
for me
194 today.
Today here it was like almost 80.
It was 90.
Today bad. There's thunderstorms and my bathroom was about to shake. Yo, today like tomorrow is gonna be like 44.
Tomorrow's like 50 something for us.
For us today.
Yeah, and then it's gonna go up. Delaware, Alachua. It's tomorrow's gonna be 44 and it's really cold. So
Ramachandra, you are joining regularly these days. I miss you so much.
Doesn't put his video.
I think you have grown up a big, right? You have to give a one presentation, Ramchandra, then we get to see you. That's fine, Vrinda. Even you didn't input your video, okay?
Yeah, but I put it every single day.
That's okay.
Not really every single day, but mostly down the class.
Ramachandra, you can join Madhava class, okay? Don't miss. All the kids are doing wonderful in Madhava class. Abhigya, you also. I don't know if you joined that.
Mataji, who joins Madhava class?
Abhigya, you have to join. I'll send you the details of Madhava if you're not in that group.
I joined Madhava class.
Yeah, I know.
Bookan joins, Advist joins, and I join at Tuesday.
Very good, very good. So now Mataji is ready. She will take over.
Hare Krishna, dear kids. How are you all?
Good, Mataji, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So let's go to our next section, moral stories. Let's see what moral are we going to learn this week.
Get the filter to animals.
The first story is about best friends. Who are the best friends? Let's see. So in one small pond, there lived a frog. And along with the frog, he also had a friend, rat. So they are best buddies. They were having really fun time. So what they used to do is every evening they meet and they discuss what happened throughout the day. And like us, they try to play some games, share some secrets, and they really used to have fun. And how do they used to talk? Just with their own words like crack, crack, crack. And the rat would say choo, choo, choo. Yeah, with this they communicate among themselves. So this is how their lives were going on. And one day it so happened, okay, before that, what happens is they will always come out and play. But if they hear some noise or if they hear some people coming around or anybody who's coming around apart from them, what they used to do is they used to go back to their home. And what's the home? For frog, it will go back to the pond and the rat would go to its home, burrow. And one day when they were playing, they saw that two persons were coming. And with their hand gestures, with their friendly discussion, they came to know that they are good friends. They were so happy. Oh, see, there is so good friends, even in any other category, these friends. Like, I hope, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. They're watching their characteristics, how they are behaving, and they are just trying to learn how the friends normally behave, because they got friends of their own with whatever they know they are trying to share. Now they want to read people's mind and they want to behave. So what they saw was these two men were holding hand in hand, and they were having chit chat, and they were discussing, they were laughing, they were giggling, and they were having so much fun. Just by seeing them, their friendship grew much stronger. So, you know what? The frog said, "Oh, this is how the friends behave. They go hand in hand, and then they share their thoughts and feelings. So this is how they behave." Okay, then the frog said, "Okay, now I got an idea. Why don't we also do like them? Why don't we also go hand in hand and then start discussing like them?" And what are all the hands for frogs and the rat? The forelimbs and the hind limbs, right? So that's all they have. They are not like us humans, hands and legs. So what the rat said, "Oh, yeah, anything for your pleasure. I'm very happy with your friendship. Whatever you say, we will follow. No doubt about it. And you don't have any misconception that I will deny it. I am totally in with you. If that's how friends behave, I'm with you." So what they did was, the rat tied its tail over the frog hind limbs, and they were trying to make a tight knot, and they were about to start the conversation. And when they were about to do it, what happened was, they saw other people coming nearby, and they can also see some other animals also coming nearby. So what do? Whenever they see that some people are coming nearby,
They run to their homes.
They go into their houses.
They run.
yeah. So what's their house? The frog went to the pond, and the rat was about to go to its house. But the frog was so quick, and it went to the pond. And what is tied along with the frog hind limbs? The rat. So what happened? The rat was skating towards the pond. It was saying, "Hey, you are pulling me. You're pulling me. Just let me go to my home." But frog was already inside the water. It couldn't hear. It's so afraid. It's that people are coming by, and it's so afraid of its life. It went inside. Inside, the rat was literally trying to get out. It was struggling to breathe. Why? Because the water is the home for the frog. But rat, it's not the home. It can't live in water. It can't breathe. So it was gasping. And after some time, it tried to struggle for some time, but no, it couldn't make it up. And frog was trying to talk to the rat. Hey rat, are you okay? Are you safe?" But it was not getting any reply. Now the frog started to think, I think I was too quick in getting into the water. I should have checked with rat, or at least we should have untied it. Because of me, now the rat is finding very difficult to survive in the water. So let me go out to the land. And what have you seen? I'm not sure if you have seen any pictures or movies or something. If water gets inside our body, they used to pump it, and they used to get the water out, and they used to make sure that the air goes in, not the water, right? So the frog thought, okay, let me do that. It's okay, I get into trouble. Because of me, the rat got into trouble. I don't want the rat to suffer more. So what it did was, it tried to move to the land, and it was trying to help. And how can the frog help too much, right? So it was trying to do something so that the rat can get back to its own form. When this was happening, what happened was, a hawk saw these two creatures struggling, And the hawk also saw that there is a dead rat. Oh, and then hawk find, oh, today my meal, I got a great meal. I got a great meal today. Let me go and take that rat out. So the hawk flew by quickly, and then it just tried to lift the rat. Okay, and what's happening now? So the rat is now caught. That it's dead, and the frog couldn't save. Okay, so the rat is now caught through this by this hawk, and the hawk started flying away because it got its meal. It has to find a nice place so that it can sit and then have its meal. And who is going along with it? The frog. So the frog now realized what's happening. Oh my God, because of me, rat got into the trouble. And now by trying to fix my mistake, now I got into the trouble because the hawk is now carrying the rat. It tried its level best to free himself. But no, the knot which he tied, it was so strong, it couldn't come by. And now the frog is in miserable state. Now it realized, along with the rat, now he is also going to become a meal for the hawk. So that is all the story about. What do you think the moral could be? Any guesses?
Mataji, I think the moral could be like, we should all even even though we so if we're like tied to someone like this, we should like look at the other's perspective, not just ours, because if you like, the frog is like a different species and the rat is a different species, and rats, like the rat could not drink, could not breathe, and the frog could breathe. So then different species have different places to live. So though I think the moral is, even though we're doing something for us, so for our survival, we should always look for the other survival too.
Very good, Param. That's a nice message to take home. Yeah, that's so true, right? We should not be just thinking about ourselves. We should also put others in our shoe, and we should also think. That's nice. Thank you, Param, for the nice realization. Yes, Abhigya.
Mataji, I think the moral is you should always think before you act, because if you actually thought, the rat would have still be alive,
Yeah.
and the frog could breathe above water. So if they went to the rat's home, they both could have lived.
Yeah, so true. So true. Thank you, Abhigya. I think the story is also trying to teach something like that. Yeah, and it also says blindly following things could lead to destruction. What was the blindly following things all about with respect to the story? The frog saw that those two persons were going hand in hand, and they wanted to tie themselves, thinking that they will also go hand in hand. Will it work? No. We don't know whether something works for us or not. Just because somebody is having a nice new bike doesn't mean that we also need it. And somebody has something, it doesn't not mean we also need it. Or doing something, going out, having fun. No. We should see whether that's really applicable for us, whether it will fit us, and then go earn for it, not just blindly following. And next, yeah, like Abhigya said, think before you act. That will solve major of the problems. Just take a moment. You're all blessed kids. I have been hearing about on the various realization from the other class what you are giving. You're all intelligent kids. So take time, think before you act. That will always be helpful. Okay. Before we move on, okay, then at last toward the end we will take some. Next story is about a vocalist. You know who's a vocalist?
It's a
Singer.
Chorus.
Somebody who sings.
Yeah, somebody who sings. Let's see about the story of that who's a great singer. I hope you have already heard about it, but let's all try to get this moral again so that we don't forget it. Okay. So once it so happened, in a village, there was a washerman, and he used to take his donkey so that the donkey can carry the clothes. And he would just feed the grass and some grains as a meal. So this is how the day was. Every day they start. He will load the donkey with a bag full of clothes, and then they will go to the pond. The washerman will wash the clothes, and they will come back home. And towards the end, the donkey will have the grains and some grass as the food. So this is how the life of a donkey was. And one day it so happened that when it came home late in the night, it happened to see a fox. So it was saying, "Hello, fox, it's been a long time. Great to see you." The fox said, "Yeah, donkey, great to see you too, but you doesn't sound quite all right. Is everything okay with you?" The donkey said, "I hope so, but I don't think so." "What do you mean, I hope so? I don't think so." The fox was curious. "You see, every day I'm being fed the same grass, same grains. I'm so tired of it. I can't take it anymore. And I don't think that I'm getting enough energy to do the next day work. This washerman is not at all listening to me. And he's just loading me up. I'm so tired. My tongue is going tasteless." So the fox said, "Oh, just the simple problem. It's not at all a problem. You know what? When I came around this night, I happened to see a great farm where great cucumbers are being grown. I was thinking about it. Why don't we go there and have a great meal tonight?" The donkey got so excited. "Oh, yeah, definitely. I love cucumbers. Let's go." So I think the donkey started going. And they went there, they had a great meal, and they were both satisfied. And they were so happy that they happened to relish it. And the donkey was really thanking Fox for great idea. After everything, now they were relaxing, and now something occurred to the donkey's mind. And what is it? "Oh, my friend, what can I say?" Oh, sorry, I think. Okay. Oh, it says, "Oh, my friend, it was so nice. I'm feeling very happy. It is such a lovely night and the breeze is so soft. I feel like singing a melodious song." The donkey wants to finish the night in the lovely tone. You know, normally if we have a great meal, we sit back, relax, hear to some music or do something, or read some storybooks, right? This is our way of relaxing maybe. And what the donkey does, it wants to sing a song. On hearing it, the fox got afraid. "What? You're going to sing a song? No. Please don't do that. You will get us in trouble. Don't even think about it." And the donkey said, "Why? What's wrong with you? I can sing a nice song. We can really enjoy this night. You see the lovely night, the stars are glittering. Let's have fun." But fox was not yielding to it. Donkey said, "I know you are jealous of me. You cannot appreciate good music. Whatever you say, I don't care. I am going to sing anyway. East or west, I'm going to sing." So the fox said, "What? Jealous? Me? No. Why would I be jealous of you? First of all, do you know how to sing? You can only shout and you can get us in trouble. So please don't open your mouth. You had a good meal. Now, if we can relax, stretch our legs and spend our night, get back to our home, and tomorrow we will try to meet." But the donkey, no. "You say I don't understand music? There are 4 swaras, 50 types of tal and 36 ragas and 40 bhavas in music. Just tell me which raga I should sing now. Have you heard about all these things? These are all some notations with respect to music. Have anybody music? Yeah. It started giving theory classes with respect to music. And the fox is really going upset. And it started getting nervous. What? I'm trying to teach you something, tell you something practical. And you are teaching me theory of music. I'm going to appear for some examination. Just please be quiet. Don't do anything and get us into trouble. But he said, fox said, you are in your senses. You should do everything at the right time. Your singing will put us in trouble. This is not the time to sing. Just please be quiet. But no, the donkey did not listen to it. The fox tried to help donkey, but fox actually hid himself in the bushes. It went away. It doesn't want to get into the trouble. But donkey was so adamant. It really wants to test his voice. So what did it do? It started singing. How does a donkey sing? A lovely tone to hear, right?
No.
Yeah, it was maybe it was not lovely for us, but donkey really enjoyed it. And someone also really enjoyed it. And who is that? The washerman. The washerman, he came. And then he said, oh no. Yeah. And then and the farmer also came, and he came with a stick and caught hold of donkey's ears and bit him. So the donkey got into trouble. The fox now told donkey, well, friend, I advised you not to sing, and you went on singing. You received a great reward for your singing performance. So the moral is, we should always listen to good advices, right? We just can't act, like Prabhupada used to say, we can't act whimsically just because we want to do something. It can't be always I like and I dislike, right? We should always take time. Is it right thing to do, or is it not good thing to do? That's how we have to utilize our intelligence. So this is the story we have. Does anybody wants to share any of their realizations where they went into similar situation? Have anybody been into similar situation? They did something, and after doing it, they realized that that is not the right way to do. Better I should have listened to my parents or my friends or my teachers. Is it Balavrinda or Vinita Mataji?
Yeah, Balavrinda want to share.
Okay, so
Yes,
Mataji, it happened today. So I wanted to get like for my shopping, there's like this kind of shopping you earn tickets and you get it. My mom said not to get the chalk but get something useful, and I got the chalk, and then my teacher said that you can't return the chalk, and then in the afternoon I returned my chalk and got my tickets back and got the useful thing.
that's lovely, Baravinda. Thank you.
And I realized my mistake.
Yeah, really, that's so nice. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being so truthful, right? Now we know, right? Sometimes we have to make right choice. So how do we make right choice?
You listen to other people who are good.
Yeah. How do we know that they are telling something good? How do we know that? Yeah.
Mataji, we know like if basically if people are talking in class, talking or doing bad words, or irritating the teacher, behaving bad with other teachers and getting notes, we will know that they're bad. So if we know that they're bad and they tell us to do something, we don't right away listen to them. We just walk away, or we just listen to them and we don't do it.
So nice. Thank you, Balavrinda, for sharing so many key points. And let's all remember this, right? And just a second. Yeah. And I was also referring, how do we know what is a right thing or a wrong thing to do? Like, we are attending so many classes, we are learning so many things from these stories, and even from Bhagavatam. We are attending so many classes, right? So that's how we learn. So always these classes, they are always helpful to us. So Krishna will give us the intelligence at right time. Okay? Thank you, Pallavi. Yes, Abhigya.
Mataji, another way to know who to listen and who to not, like you have to listen to what they're saying and see what makes more sense. Because like the fox in this situation, it made more sense because if he told why, because the people will hear you and they might come and beat you up. That makes more sense than just singing. So that's how you know if you should listen to someone or ignore them.
Yeah, the fox know the consequences, right? The fox know the consequences, what will happen if donkey sings. But the donkey doesn't know, even it just wants to satisfy the temporary urge. Yeah, I want to sing. It's not worried about what will happen later. No, even fox was trying to give advices. No, don't do it. Similarly, even to us, people will give some advices. Right? Many times when I was young, I have made some mistakes, but I realized it late. Thank you so much, Abhigya, for sharing. Yes, Smriti.
I wanted to tell a way that you can know if somebody, will act like if somebody is good or not. Number one, your teachers. Number two, your parents. Because if the fox just said, don't sing because you are a terrible singer, they would have made much sense, because to him, he might have been a terrible singer, but to somebody else, that might have been very nice song.
No, fox was supposed to be the donkey's good friend, right? See, they were able to venture out. They were able to, donkey was able to listen to fox advice for going out and then having a meal, cucumber meal, correct? So at that time, donkey trusted fox advice, correct? So when you want, it's not like when we want, we can't take such suggestions from others. If something is favorable, we wanted to take their suggestions. If something is not favorable, we want to ignore, right? No, if something is right, we will take right and wrong. We have to always choose between right and wrong instead of likes and dislikes. That is all we have for this week, dear kids. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. See you all next week. How many of you is having spring break over next week?
Mataji, we don't have any spring. We don't have any spring break.
4-day weekend.
Oh,
We don't have spring break, but we have 4 days holidays, Mataji. Monday is also holiday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So anyway, it's kind of a small spring break.
Mataji, Param and Advait have spring breaks now.
wow, that's good.
Is Smriti also having spring break, Mataji, this week?
Yes, Mataji, next. Yeah, starting from tomorrow, they are having spring.
Oh, okay. I think tomorrow we'll not have any Friday class because everybody is having holidays.
Yeah, Good Day Friday and staff's holiday.
Staff?
Yeah, on Monday it is a school staff holiday, Mataji. That's why they don't have the school.
Oh, I thought it was everybody. Janvi doesn't have school on Monday either.
Yeah, some schools gives the same time. Yeah, that's why January also don't have. Yeah. Nice kids. We will see if Friday tomorrow we have class or not. We'll get the message in the group. Check out that message.
Thank you so much for all having breaks. Have a nice time. Even if you're not having break, I know you are having fun time with Govinda classes. Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, Monday we'll be having Govinda class anyway. Only weekends classes are there or not, I'm not sure. I'll find out and put the messages in the group. Hari bol. Vancha kalpatarobhyasya kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Charu Mataji ki jai, Radhika Kasturi Mataji ki jai, all Govinda kids ki jai. Bye bye everyone.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Bye bye.